Hello and welcome to Lower Merion Libraries Online. On this show, we bring you some of the best entertaining and educational programs offered by our 6 libraries. All Lower Merion libraries are open for in-person visitation, but please remember a face mask is required to enter. Visit lmls.org for all the details. As always, though, our staff and librarians bring you a variety of fun and informative online programs for your viewing pleasure. This is in addition to a whole suite of apps and websites with links to a huge variety of content. And don't forget to check out our new calendar scheduling system for library events. You just need to include your name and an email address to reserve your spot. But for now, it's on to the videos. Let's begin with some fun animal crafts from Mr. Laurent at Ludington Library and Mr. Evan at Belmont Hills Library.
What's up, everybody? It's Laurent from the Ludington Library. I'm back today to do another origami project with you. One of the first ones I've done before was a cat or dog face. I can't remember. Interwebs is hard, but today we're going to make a rabbit face. So one of the most important things with this is I usually use a Post-it note because it's something that's easy. Origami paper can be expensive, but today I'm actually using a square piece of paper, and if I hold it up close to the camera, I already have the lines. I've actually practiced this one because I made a couple boo-boos. I'm not using a Post-it note because it's too small, but today you want a square piece of paper, not a rectangle, not a triangle, not a, I don't know, any of the shapes. Just a regular piece of paper, square, and then let's get started. All right, so I'm gonna hold it up with a point to the top and a point to the bottom, and you're just gonna fold it once like this, all right? Now you're gonna take it and fold it again in half. So now you're gonna have a triangle, something like this, all right? You're gonna fold it, make sure that it's nice and even in the creases, pull it back, all right? Now, again, it's a half a square or a triangle. You're gonna take, I want to say, about 3/10 of the bottom, because that's math, and fold it up. All right. So it's almost like you have a hat now. All right. Now, this part here from the middle, you're gonna fold it up once. Fold it up twice. Flip it around. So these are the ears. You have another little square here. You're going to take one of the tops, fold it down, fold the bottom. All right, and then we have a rabbit, but the rabbit has no face. So we're going to take our pen. We're going to give it a little bit of character here. Got a fancy pen. I'm going to draw some eyes. Rabbits have noses, last time I checked. Color it in. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to give my rabbit a pirate patch. All right. And there's your rabbit. This is a pirate rabbit. Arr, where me carrots, matey. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Check it out. Leave comments if you like it. If you don't like it, leave comments. It's fine. I can take the criticism. Thank you so much for spending your time. Please come by, visit the Ludington Library. Check out some books. Hope to see you soon. Bye.
Hi, and welcome to Mr. Evans' Squirrel Craft video. Today I'll show you how to make a squirrel from the kit I provided you with. But first, let's just show you what's in the kit. The kit will come with one painted paper cup. Mine is red, but yours could be gray, could be dark gray, could be brown, or could be black. Since squirrels come in all different colors, I painted a bunch of different cups, and I've provided each of you with the possibility of coming up with a different color squirrel depending on which kit you got. But you'll have a cup that's painted whatever color your squirrel is going to be. You'll have a piece of fabric, piece of felt, that will match the cup. Then you'll have another piece of fabric that will be a contrasting color so that you can create little features that will stick out from the normal color of the squirrel. And you're going to have a couple of googly eyes. There are two here, but I've provided a third just in case you lose one. Or if you want to have a squirrel with 3 eyes, have at it. You can do that. Okay, so your squirrel craft is basically going to be made around your cup here. And you're going to provide the squirrel with a head and tail. And you can provide it with arms if you want to. So the first thing you're going to do is make the head. And you want to get that done with so that everything is glued in place. I've gone ahead and made a squirrel head. You can see the little squirrel head here. Now, one of the things I did, you can see the black nose is how I used the contrasting color to make a nose, but I left the ears red. One of the things you want to do is definitely use a contrasting color, at least for the nose, but you can also do it for the ears if you want them to be a different color. Now, squirrels tend to have pointy ears and a sort of triangular nose, so I recommend, as you can see here, you try to cut little triangles and then round them off for the nose and ears. And then you can glue the eyes on. So what you want to do is do this first, glue these on, and then just let it sit for a little while because you don't want those things falling off when they end up on the squirrel. So the next thing you want to do is create your squirrel's tail. Now you can cut the tail out in any shape you want, but we all know squirrels have big bushy tails. So what you want to do is cut it out in a certain shape, and then you want to make a whole mess of little cuts. You see how I've cut little cuts into the side here, all the way around, not at the bottom because this is where it's going to attach to the squirrel body, but all the way around so that when the squirrel's tail is on there, it looks like the squirrel has a bushy tail. We're going to, after you've done that and you cut that out, this is the next thing you're actually going to glue. And you're going to glue it to the back of this. And you want to glue it sort of to the bottom here, but only to the bottom. What's going to happen is you glue it as far up, and then it's going to sort of hang back like this, which is how a squirrel's tail is. Sometimes it might tip down a little bit or it might stand up a little bit. Squirrels' tails do whatever squirrels want them to do. Their tails often actually are very expressive. So the more sort of, however you want it to be, you might glue it a little higher so it sticks up, or you might glue a little bit less down the bottom so it hangs down. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this. And what you want to do is sort of lay this on the table like this, and then glue this to the top of it, and then just let it sit there for a while, because you want the tail to get well glued to the cup here. So that's what I'm going to go do now. Put a decent quantity of glue, and I'm going to put it on the tail, because the tail is going to be lying flat on my table here. Oops. Going to make my glue come out. A decent quantity there. And then I'm just going to put it. Now, I want the tail to flop over, so I'm only going to put glue down the bottom here, on the bottom portion of it. And you squish that on there, and you let it sit for a little while. To sit for a little while so it glues in place and it falls down. Now, one of the things you can do with your squirrel here is you can make your squirrel standing up like this, or you can make it on the ground where it's like, it's got its nose in the ground. It's looking for the acorns it's buried. That's what you're going to do is take the head, and you're either going to glue the head to the top of the cup, or you're going to glue it to the bottom of the cup. Now, in my case, I want the squirrel to be on the ground. So what I'm going to do is glue it to the bottom of the cup like this. I'll get my hand out of the way. See how it's glued to the bottom of the cup? So when it sits down, the squirrel's nose will come out a little bit like this, and it'll be like the squirrel is furrowing on the ground. But you don't have to do that. You can glue it to the top of the cup up here, and you want to sort of glue it at the level of the eyes being at the level of the cup here. And if you do that, then the squirrel is sitting up. He's sitting upright like this. And if he's sitting upright like that, you can make little hands for him, and you can give him little arms if you want. As I said, I'm not doing it this way, but you can give him little arms that stick on like this, and another one that stick on like the other way.
You can find this video and lots of other videos on the Library System's YouTube channel. Just visit lmls.org and click on the Programs on YouTube button. Well, we have to take a break, but stay tuned. There's lots more to come here on Lower Merion Libraries Online. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Lower Merion Libraries Online, where we feature some of the best virtual programs offered at our 6 libraries. Did you know you can help support the Ardmore Library by cooking? That's right, visit lmls.org and purchase the Red Door Recipes Cookbook from the Ardmore Free Library and help support the library's purchase of new books and AV materials. Thank you. Now back to the videos. Here's another animal craft video from Lizzie Barry, head librarian at Belmont Hills. Fold a book, Hedgehog.
Hi everyone, I'm Lizzie Barry. I'm head librarian here at Belmont Hills if you don't already know me. And today I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite crafts out of used books, which is the book Hedgehog. The book Hedgehog is very simple. You just have to be very patient because it's going to involve an awful lot of folding, and it's also doing the same folding over and over and over about 100 times. So prepare yourself, but when you're done, you can come out with a pretty cute little finished craft. In your bag of materials, you will see some buttons that I gave you for eyes and nose, a piece of felt that you can use to cut up into ears or any other part of the hedgehog. I don't know if you want to give it a tiny tail. I don't know if you want to make it a different kind of animal, and you can make some different ears and tails out of your felt, but that is up to you what you want to do with it. And you will have one old book that probably no one's going to really want to read anymore because it's got out-of-date information, or it's just really uninteresting to us here in 2022. And that definitely happens. And it is okay to get rid of books when they are no longer useful for you. Or you can also turn them into hedgehogs. So the only things that you personally will need besides the stuff that's in your materials bag is some glue. I'm going to use this glue. It's just clear, super sticky glue. Also use a glue gun if you have one. That will be pretty good and easy to use, and it will make everything stick a lot easier. But if you don't have a glue gun, don't panic. You're just going to need to be a little bit more patient, but you can definitely just use regular Elmer's glue. And also you're going to need a pair of scissors to make your ears out of the felt and whatever else you want to cut out for your hedgehog. So to make these, you need a book that is about 200 pages. And as we see, I have this lovely copy of Mall Walking Madness. I don't really think anyone's going to be reading this at this point anymore, so we're going to make it into a hedgehog. It is 20 years old. I am going to warn you that this is a kind of monotonous task to fold all these folds to make the hedgehog. So you may want to put on an audiobook, put on your favorite Spotify playlist, put on a podcast, something like that, just to keep your mind occupied. It's kind of a relaxing, repetitive thing to do. So now open up your book, and you're going to take the very first page, fold it in half into the center. Then you're going to take the top corner of that page and also make a triangle and fold that into the center. Do the same thing with the bottom of the page so that it looks like this. Okay? Fold that, turn it over. And you're going to do the same thing with the next page. Fold it into the middle. Fold the bottom corner up into the middle. Fold the top corner down into the middle. So you get, I think that's called a trapezoid. I haven't done geometry in a really long time. But I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comments. Again, fold into the center. Bring up the first corner, bring down the top corner. And there you go. And you're just going to do that until you reach the end of the book. That's really how easy this is. So, I don't have that thing where you can like fast forward and it looks all cool like in TikTok. I have no idea how to do that. So basically what I did is voila, here's my already completed hedgehog. I will warn you that when you get to the sort of end pages, it does get tougher and tougher to hold all this back. So you're just gonna have to be patient. And honestly, it doesn't matter if the folds are perfect or not. These definitely aren't. And you can see that it's just the general shape of the hedgehog that you're trying to get. Everything doesn't have to be exactly precise. So you will see that you'll have this flat part that is made by the cover. Usually I just trim around underneath so that I trim it all till it's a little smaller than the pages that you can see. And it gives it some support, but you can't see it when the hedgehog is displayed. Or sometimes when I've made these with people before, people have gone and decorated this part and made it like a little garden that their hedgehog is sitting in or something like that. So feel free to be as creative as you want, or just get rid of it. It's totally up to you. I'm gonna get rid of it just for simplicity's sake. And then got our little hedgehog. I picked out this button for his nose. I'm going to go ahead and glue it on. That has some little, this is a little flatter of a surface on this side, so I'm gonna put the nose here. There he goes. I picked out these two little eyeballs for him. And just gonna make like kind of, since this glue is totally clear, just gonna make a blob of glue and set the eyeball in there. You may have to keep an eye. If you're not using hot glue, you may have to keep an eye on these and make sure that they don't start sliding down before they dry. But he's got little eyes. Maybe I'll make them a little lower. I think he's cuter if they're lower, but definitely use your discretion about your hedgehog's eyes. And I'm gonna cut him out some little ears and really cut out whatever shape you want. I usually do like a little, kind of like a half circle, but a little longer than a half circle. And then I pinch them together like this. You can kind of like go in between some pages so that it stays pinched together. There he goes. Okay, so he's turning out pretty cute. And they all have little different personalities because they'll be different color depending on the book that you used. This book had a lot of maps in it, so he's got a lot of blue in him. And they'll all be slightly different shapes because the books are different dimensions. But basically that's it. There he is. So if you make one, please send it to me at my email address or on our Facebook account. My email is ebarrie, B-A-R-R-I-E, at lmls.org, and I would love to see your hedgehogs. If you have any questions about anything, just let us know over here at the library. Thanks so much.
Once again, you can view these videos and lots of other great videos on the Library System's YouTube channel. Just click on the Programs on YouTube button on lmls.org. And be sure to follow the Library System's other social media sites on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Well, we have to take another break, but please stay tuned. There's more great virtual library programming to come. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Lower Merion Libraries Online, where we share some of the best informational online programs our librarians have developed just for you. Lower Merion Libraries are open for in-person visitation, but please remember a face mask is required to enter. Please visit our website for all the details. Well, here's our last video for this month. Join Miss Gwen at Belmont Hills Library for a fun winter craft. Enjoy!
Hi, welcome back. This is Miss Gwen, the Children's Librarian at Belmont Hills Library, for the craft portion of our winter solstice storytime and craft. Hopefully you've picked up your bag so you can put one of your coffee filters. Doesn't matter if it goes this way or that way. You're going to lay it flat on top of the paper plate. And then you're going to get your marker and you're just going to draw on it. So I'm going to see if you can still see. And you can make a design, or you can draw like a picture of something. I'm just going to make a design, because eventually we're going to squirt it with water and it's just all going to kind of blur anyway. So I'm just going to make a design. And like I said, if you have other colors, feel free to use them. I'm just going to do this. So this is just like a really simple, let's just back up. Just a really simple design. Some gets on your plate, that's okay. And then the fun part is you're going to squirt it. And if you're watching your computer, make sure you do not squirt the phone or the computer or the iPad or whatever else. So you're going to hold it away and you're just going to squirt. You have to hold it up like this. You're going to squirt, squirt, squirt. You're going to get it really wet. And then pretty soon, you're going to see it's going to start dripping. And it's going to start, wet it a little bit more. Just make sure you don't drip the marker on you. There it is. And you're going to have some on your plate. See there? I don't want to turn it over too much because then it's going to drip all over. And then you might want to get a piece of wax paper or a piece of paper towel and just gently lay it down like I did here. And we're going to let it dry. Okay. And then when it's dry, I'm just going to pretend this is it, right? When it's dry, you're going to fold it in half here. And if you want to do this first, that's why I gave you 3. So you could either make one and then practice 2 more times, or make 3 different snowflakes. So you are welcome to like do this part first and then use your markers and fold it again. Okay, this is your point. And then you're going to cut out little pieces. You might want to snip the middle. You want to make long snips or short snips. See, there's one. You can maybe do a shape. I think you can do this side too. This might, maybe I'll just do a bunch of little snips. Teeny tiny snips. Okay. And then you're going to open it up. And you can also like do, you know, change the shape from a curve to something else. You're going to open it up. And there's your snowflake.
You can find this complete video on the Library Systems YouTube channel. Click on the Programs on YouTube button on lmls.org. Well, we're out of time for this episode, but please tune in again next month for more of the best online programs from our 6 Lower Merion libraries. You can visit lmls.org anytime for more information, including our brand new calendar and event scheduling system, and a whole suite of apps and websites with links to a huge variety of content. If you have any questions about what services are available or any other specific requests, you can always call your local library at the numbers listed on the screen. Thanks again for watching Lower Merion Libraries Online. We'll see you next time.